My worst fears have been realized. How's it going, everybody? Ed Ricker here, and I just made a really stupid mistake. I'm going to tell you the story about 2 months ago when I lost over $2,000 of video editing equipment in about 1 second. So, flashback. On the computer, typing away. Go downstairs, cook some dinner, come back up, and my computer is off. Completely off. It won't turn back on. I'm pressing the little button, and the little light turns on for a second, and then it's off again. Now, this is a computer that I built myself. It's a PC tower, and so it's got a lot of components in there, and I thought, well, you know, let's start troubleshooting. I love doing that. Inside of these PC towers is a power supply, which I thought would be the first place to start. I didn't know what was going on in there, but if it doesn't turn on, maybe it's the power supply. My power supply at the time was the EVGA 650 watt fully modular power supply. So it's like a brick, and then you just kind of add your power cables in as needed. I overnight a new power supply, and this one is an EVGA 750 watt upgrading, right? GQ series power supply. I think, well, since it's modular, it's going to be such a quick fix. I'll take the one out, I'll put the other one back in. I don't need to re-snake all those power supply cords and cables through the computer again, because that's the beauty about modular power supplies, right? No! I get the new power supply the next day, shove it in my computer, plug in all the existing power supply cables, and keep all the new ones in the box, because I'm like, I don't need those. I've already got everything all set up. Hook everything up, turn on the computer, and a little plume of smoke comes out of my motherboard. I think, oh, this is not good, because this is the computer that I used to video edit, and I cannot work with a computer that's smoking. Turn everything off. I think, okay, let's go on the forums and check and see if people are having an issue with power supplies and plumes of smoke and potentially damaging their computer with a new power supply they've installed. Turns out, power supply manufacturers, even if it's the same manufacturer, EVGA, across the board, if they have different types of power supplies, those pins that connect to the power cables, one could be a ground, and on the next unit, it could be a 12-volt rail. So we're having power switching back and forth and zapping my computer into a fiery death. What on earth is EVGA thinking here? Now I had to figure out what is wrong with my computer now, and to what extent did I further damage it. I start with the hard drives because that's what I'm most concerned about. Everything else can be replaced, but the hard drives contain some information, some programs, some project files, some exports from Premiere for YouTube and stuff that would be really difficult to replace if my hard drives got damaged by this power supply and this plume of smoke. So I take this. This is the StarTech hard disk drive and solid disk, or solid state drive reader. Reads two of them at the same time. There's a USB 3.0 port on the back. You plug it into your computer and you can read hard drives directly from this thing. So that's what I did. I took my laptop, plugged her in, and checked to see if these hard drives and solid state drives, of which I have 2 and 2 respectively, are still working. Neither are working. All 4 drives are not showing up on this thing. And I start to freak out a little bit. Why am I smiling? I guess there's a comical horror associated with this. That's why I'm smiling. I didn't lose everything. I have a RAID 5 array down here that has 20 terabytes worth of stuff. So every clip I've shot, you know, footage-wise, is on there or safe. No big deal. Also, I have a little bit of cloud-based storage. Also, I have a lot of stuff on my Google Drive where I've exported things, got a lot of project files and exports on there. Plus, I have every DVD I ever made for a video client still here as masters, so I can always duplicate those and make more of them, or read information off of them. But a lot of the project files, a lot of the programs, a lot of my entire operating system, that all was gone. And the fact also remains, yes, I was backing up, but my backups were also on hard disk drives that were also in the computer. That's what the 2 hard disk drives were in there that got fried. So I lost my backups and the originals of quite a bit of my older YouTube stuff from last year and early this year. That was a tough pill to swallow, my friends. Now, in terms of money, I have videographer's insurance. They cover my video editing computer with a $500 deductible, but it could have been a lot worse financially. But in terms of getting some of that data back that is really hard or impossible to replace, I sent my drives off to something called Outsource Data Recovery. And they just came back with the news today that 2 of the 4 drives, the 2 solid-state drives, are not recoverable. So first of all, I wanted to make a video just to rant at EVGA. I got on the phone and talked to them, and they were like, oh, well, you didn't use the power supply cables that came with the power supply? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I'm sorry. I thought that it was modular and that you guys wouldn't be stupid enough as a company to be switching pins on an identical looking cable from the outside that would have the potential to, you know, explode my computer. Oh boy. But also I wanted to create this video to maybe share with people who are creating their own computer. I mean, I made a video about 1.5 years ago about my computer build, and that's the same power supply in there. Someone else might have done this or will some in the time in the future think that they can swap out power supplies without switching out also the power supply cables, and that would be quite the bummer. So anyway, making this video to help explain that, and maybe some of you guys won't fall in the same trap that I did. Thank you so much for watching, everybody.